Kitten season is upon us, and while I absolutely love kittens, sadly it's also a time when people will find litters of kittens or abandoned kittens, kittens that have been discarded. Unfortunately, that's something that quite a few people will have to deal with at one point in time or another. So I want to make this video on what to do if you find an abandoned kitten or a litter of kittens. So first of all, not every kitten that you find outside, is going to be an abandoned kitten. They could be feral cats. So don't take the kitten or the kittens away immediately. You want to look for signs that the mother is close by. Are their bellies full? Are they warm? Are they clean? If the kittens have been abandoned, typically you're going to notice that the mother hasn't been around for a while. They're going to be crying. Because they're going to be hungry. They're going to be uncomfortable. They're going to be cold. They're not going to be happy. So they're going to be noticeably in distress. If the kittens are all snuggled up, they're sleeping, their bellies are full, chances are the mother's around and she's just gone off for a little while. Don't remove the kittens without looking for the mother, because that's their best chance of survival. Being with their mother is their best chance of survival. If the kittens seem to be okay, leave them where they are, find a quiet place away from the area to observe and keep watch for the mother kittens. The mother cat may come back shortly, and being with her, again, that is their best chance of survival. So you want to make sure that you don't disrupt that if it's at all possible. If the mother is in the area, you want to make sure that you wait for her. If the mother doesn't come back within a few hours and the kittens seem to be in distress, or you notice them and they're noticeably in distress. We found kittens one time. We live in Maine, and we found kittens in a snowstorm once, and there was a noticeable amount of snow on top of the box and no tracks around the box or anywhere in the area. It was on the side of a road. So, we knew that those kittens were abandoned, and we couldn't take that chance of leaving them out in the cold. So obviously, in that kind of a situation, you're going to take the kittens immediately. But for the most part, you're going to try and wait out the mother. And if she doesn't come, you can contact your local animal control officer or a rescue in your area. Be sure to get an expert's advice before trying to take care of the kittens. While your local rescue organization may not be available 24 hours a day, your animal control officer may not even be available 24 hours a day. There are emergency vet clinics in every state, so you can call one of them and they can give you advice on caring for the kittens until you're able to get a hold of somebody in your local area to take them. Kittens are one of the most vulnerable populations in animal shelters, so if you can take care of them without bringing them to a shelter until they're old enough to be adopted, that's really their best chance. Especially nowadays with social media, a lot of people, can spread the word. I found this litter of kittens, there's 4 or 5 of them, whatever. And oftentimes, if you can care for them for a few weeks until they're ready to go out on their own, you can find homes for them. But if you aren't able to care for the kittens until they're old enough for adoption, you can contact a rescue group in your area. If they can't house the kittens at that time, if they don't have enough room to house the kittens at the time, they typically will have foster families in the area lined up that may be able to take the litter that could care for them, until they're able to find their new homes. If you do decide to care for the kittens, again, contact a veterinarian, animal control officer, rescue center, some expert who knows about caring for small kittens. Oftentimes they will either come to you or have you come to them. They'll check out the kittens, make sure there's no sign of any health issues, give you an estimate on how old they are, and give you some information on how to care for them. If you're going to try to feed the kittens before you can contact an expert, do not ever feed kittens cow's milk. They cannot digest it the way that we do. You can see my video guide here on how to make homemade kitten milk replacer, or you can also buy kitten milk replacer at most pet stores. So you can do that, but do not feed them cow's milk. And again, I can't stress enough, reach out to an expert, because depending on the age of the kittens, if they're a little bit older, they may be able to transition to wet food or dry kibble cat food much quicker. But if they're very young kittens, you may end up having to bottle feed them for quite a while. So it's definitely beneficial to talk to an expert about how much you should be feeding them, how often you should be feeding them, getting some more information about the kittens and their state of health so that you can know how to best care for them until you can find them proper homes.